On Sunrise and streaming on crossroadstoday.com. A tradition lives on at VISD. We take a look at how students celebrated their return to school on Tuesday. And FEMA made an announcement Tuesday, the federal program running out of funds. What they do now as hurricane season lingers. That's coming up. Plus, Attorney General Ken Paxton launches a lawsuit against General Motors for data sharing. The details just ahead.
And it is quite hot out there. I'm sure a lot of y'all have noticed, obviously, but we are going to be ramping up the heat this weekend. Heat advisories already in place, but keep your fingers crossed for rain. We'll take a look at that and also take a look at the Tropic and Ernesto, all that and the weather.
And Victoria East and West volleyball teams, they start off their seasons yesterday. I'll give you highlights for both teams coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and happy Wednesday and happy first day of school for some of you out there. And we are halfway through our week, and let's go ahead and get a look at our forecast with Parker. It is very hot out there, Parker.
Yes, Carolyn, it's already quite warm and humid out there already this morning. If you're tuning in with me right now, you're looking live in Victoria. Another warm and humid morning, and look at that pretty sunrise. If you're going to go see the sunrise, it's a great time to do that before you head out the door for school. For some of you all, that is 76 degrees right now, but dew point 1 degree off, bringing humidity to 97%. So with humidity that high, you might maybe see a little bit of dew in your windshield, but we do have high pressure over us, and that's actually providing a little bit of mixing, so I'm not really expecting anything in terms of fog out there. In fact, this proves it looking at your visibility map. But looking at your radar, we did have a couple showers out there in our southeastern county and Matagorda not too long ago, but you can see as we zoom in, all that has officially died off as we speak, with maybe a couple of sprinkles left over in eastern Matagorda County. But coming our way today, rain chances going to remain exactly like yesterday. Actually, I think weather overall is going to be pretty similar to yesterday's weather, with chances today and tomorrow for rain at 20% for a few spotty showers, kind of just like I said, just like yesterday's weather, with most partly cloudy skies in the background ensuing if you don't see the rain today. So keep your fingers crossed if you do see for you to see some rain today. But otherwise, it's going to be another hot and humid day. I'm sure you've noticed, just like it has been the last few days, heat advisory is already in effect for about half the crossroads. That's going to be because our heat index is going to be quite high. We'll look at that in just a second, because temperatures today, I'm thinking about 96 here in Victoria. This computer says 93. I'm not buying that. I'm thinking 96. But northwestern counties, y'all can maybe see 97 and 98, maybe even 99. But heat indices for all of us, or most of us, going to be between 107 to 110. So pretty please be careful. And that heat is going to continue to ramp up as we go into this weekend and next week. And we're going to take a look at that later on Sunrise. Back to you, Carolina.
Thank you, Parker. And what has become a tradition at Victoria ISD continues with a first day of school pep rally to help students and teachers get ready for the new school year. This year's first day of school pep rally took place at STEM Middle School. 6th, 7th, and 8th graders were treated to a routine by the STEM cheerleader squad, followed by a silly teacher dance contest. The event ended with longtime VISD educator Brother Gary Moses wishing everyone a positive and successful school year.
You can't beat the atmosphere and the love of teaching and students all being together in one building. It's just something very special to me.
Victoria ISD has more than 13,000 students enrolled this year. And as we kick off the school year, here are some new rules in place to make sure your child is in school. 25 News Now reporter Amaya Norman is in studio with an update.
The Victoria ISD is launching a new attendance improvement initiative for the 2024 through 2025 school year at Victoria East and West High School. Let's follow a district-wide absenteeism rate of 25% during the 2023 through 2024 school year. Though the district is seeing improvement in attendance rates, it has not fully recovered to its pre-COVID attendance rate of over 94%. This initiative is designed to tackle chronic absenteeism and enhance overall student attendance. The new school rules will ensure students are present and engaged in their education. Here is what you need to know. Students must maintain 90% attendance in order to qualify and keep privileges. Absent notes must be submitted within 3 days. In order to participate in prom, senior activity day, senior celebration walks, and other activities, students must meet attendance requirement. Victoria East and West will each implement different approaches in order to improve absentee rates and will focus on how students can earn back privileges. Prompt and regular attendance is important, especially for students who decide to go on to college. Live in studio, Amaya Norman.
And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part. We want to know, do you agree with the new VISD initiative to improve the district's absenteeism rate? Okay, let's take a look. 91% of you say yes and 9% of you say no. Thank you for taking part in today's viewer poll. Around 4 p.m. Tuesday afternoon, an SUV at the intersection of Salem Road and King Arthur lost control and rolled over, trapping the driver inside for a short time. Traffic backed up for about half an hour on both north and south lanes of Salem. The collision is under investigation. Wet streets from rain falling at the time may have played a factor in the crash. FEMA announced Tuesday its disaster fund is out of money. The agency's administrator says for now, FEMA will only provide money for immediate needs. Despite the lack of funding, FEMA officials say they have enough resources to respond to impending disasters like Tropical Storm Ernesto. This is the second year in a row FEMA's disaster fund has run out of money before the full force of hurricane season takes effect. The Port Lavaca Memorial Medical Center Volunteers Blood Drive will be held from 2 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. today in the MMC room. All donors will receive a $20 gift card. Questionnaires can be filled out at southtexasblood.org, and all blood types are needed and all blood types are welcome. We turn now to the privacy behind the wheel. There's new legal battles over the way car companies are collecting your data and selling it, allegedly leading to higher car insurance rates.
This morning, General Motors in the hot seat. Texas is suing the car maker, claiming GM violated the privacy of millions of Americans. The lawsuit claims the company misled customers into sharing data about their driving habits by enrolling them in technology-enabled safety programs and then selling the information collected by those programs to data brokers. That data on customers' driving habits allegedly ended up in the hands of insurance companies, prompting them to raise some customers' rates.
Just the beginning of an era where we will continue to be connected in every possible way. Cars might seem like the last bastion of this, cocoon-like environment, but it's one more thing that's getting connected.
The lawsuit comes months after a New York Times investigation revealed GM and other automakers were selling customers' data, including the start and end times of trips and even instances of speeding and hard braking. The Texas Attorney General saying millions of American drivers wanted to buy a car, not a comprehensive surveillance system. A General Motors spokesperson says the company has been, quote, in discussions with the Attorney General's office and says, quote, we share the desire to protect consumers' privacy.
And General Motors may not be alone. Authorities in Texas are also investigating other car makers for their handling of customer data. Danny New, ABC News, New York.
Tropical Storm Ernesto has continued to gain strength and is just shy of a Category 1 hurricane as it moves through the Caribbean. Ernesto did not make direct landfall on Puerto Rico, but heavy rains and winds are impacting the island. At last check, more than 100,000 people were without power. The storm should track into the North Atlantic and reach major hurricane strength by Friday morning. It's expected to pass over or near Bermuda as a Category 2 or 3 hurricane on Saturday. A New York judge has ruled that RFK Jr. should not appear on the state's 2024 presidential ballot. The judge ruled that Kennedy falsely claimed New York residents on nominating petitions despite living in California. Kennedy has vowed to appeal the decision, dismissing the ruling as partisan. If the judge's decision is upheld, it would not only keep Kennedy off the ballot in New York, it could also lead to challenges in other states where he used an address in a New York City suburb to gather signatures. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. The time is now, let's get a look at our clock. It is 6:39 on our Wednesday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. A woman killed in Edna is being remembered by her friends and family. Plus, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz finishing his first solo campaign event as the battle between him and J.D. Vance continues.
And it's the second day of school for most of y'all kiddos out there, and the first day for some. We're going to look at your school bus forecast coming up next, and we're also going to take a look at your weather and health forecast. And coming up later on Sunrise, we're going to take a look at your marine forecast and everything else that's going on out in the tropics. Well, good morning, Crossroads. If you're tuning in with us this morning, you're looking live in Cuero. It looks like some of y'all are starting to head out the door for school. You can see a couple cars on the road, but it's plenty warm and humid out there if you're heading out the door for school this morning. See that sitting at 78 degrees right now in Cuero, but dew point 2 degrees off, bringing humidity to 96%. So still plenty humid out there. I'm not really expecting to see any fog out there, but you might see a little bit of dew in your windshield with humidity that high. But looking at your school bus forecast, if you're sending your kiddos at the door, second day of school, hope they have a great day at school today. Going to start out at 78 degrees as they're heading out the door to get on that school bus or get in the car. But as they're heading back home from school, not from work, y'all are going to be headed home from work, getting up to about 96 this afternoon. So maybe make sure to pack them an extra water bottle or something, because want to stay safe in that heat. But also keep those fingers crossed for maybe a few spotty showers this afternoon. I got today's chances at 20% for maybe a few spotty showers. But otherwise, pollen's not going to be too bad today. Grass and ragweed is going to be moderate. So if you have allergies to those two, maybe take an allergy pill today. But otherwise, air quality, that's going to be moderate, not too bad today. And your UV index, that's going to be extreme. So if you have some sensitive skin, maybe make sure to put on some sunscreen today, and make sure to keep on putting on sunscreen, because we got lots more sun to come our way and temperatures rising. And coming up next on Sunrise, going to take a look at that and the tropics. But now, here's sports.
So yeah, we had volleyball yesterday, and we started at Victoria West. The Lady Warriors, they welcomed in Cuero for some preseason action. First set in this one, it was a sneak peek in how the entire match would go. The girls went back and forth in scoring, and they also went back and forth in set wins. Again, each set was very close, both teams having at least 20 points in each set. I mean, the largest margin of victory came in the winner-take-all set 5 when West won 15-9. So Victoria West now 1-0 on the season, on the year right now. And Cuero, they're nursing a 2-game losing streak. They play Yoakum next. And over to East Side, they welcomed in the 10th-ranked Goliad Tigerettes. And here we have an early look at the St. Joseph transfer, Addison Azuna, who tends to play at Texas State next year. And her presence was certainly felt on the court. Victoria East with a great effort against one of the state's best teams, but could not scratch out a win. They get swept in 3 sets. And Goliad's Coraline Youngblood had 21 digs, and Tina Isabel Sanchez had 25 assists. This is Max Williams, 25 News Now Sports.
Thank you, Max. All right, we want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. Now to the race for the White House. The battle between the two vice presidential candidates is escalating. Both Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Senator J.D. Vance are upping their attacks against one another on the campaign trail.
This morning, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz coming off of his first solo campaign event as the Democratic Party's vice presidential pick. Walz attacking former President Trump and his running mate J.D. Vance while appealing to union workers, a critical voting bloc for Democrats.
The only thing those two guys knows about working people is how to work to take advantage of them.
But Walz also forced to defend his military record after Trump's campaign pounced on comments he made in 2018.
We can make sure that those weapons of war that I carried in war is the only place where those weapons are at.
Walz was deployed to Europe in 2003 to protect against potential threats. But Vance says Walz never saw active combat, despite serving in the Minnesota National Guard for 24 years.
Do not pretend to be something that you're not.
Walz, who previously admitted he misspoke, hit back on Vance's attacks.
I am damn proud of my service to this country. And I firmly believe you should never denigrate another person's service record.
This as Trump faces backlash for his virtual interview on social media with Elon Musk, where he praised the billionaire for firing striking workers.
They go on strike and you say, that's okay, you're all gone. You're all gone, so every one of you is gone.
The AFL-CIO calling Trump a scab for the comments, and the United Auto Workers Union filing federal labor charges against the pair for allegedly trying to intimidate and threaten workers. Today, Trump heads to rally in North Carolina as he looks to blunt the economic plan being rolled out by Harris on Friday. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Tuesday night, family and friends of a woman killed last Friday in Edna gathered to remember her. Police say she is the victim of domestic violence. The Jackson County Herald Tribune reports that Roseanne Martinez was shot to death in the early hours of August 9th. Tuesday, friends and family gathered on the Jackson County Courthouse lawn to remember her. They heard an encouraging message by a local pastor and lit candles in remembrance of the longtime grocery store worker. Authorities say Martinez's boyfriend shot her shortly before before 2 a.m. last Friday. Officers arrested and charged 36-year-old Ramon Palacios at the scene, and he remains in the Jackson County Jail. If you or a loved one is experiencing domestic violence, you can call Midcoast Family Services at 361-575-7842 or call the Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Hotline at 361-573-4357. There's no place like home. Just ask Chris Fulton. On Monday, the Army veteran surprised his two daughters, 8-year-old Lana and 10-year-old Layla, at Carol Ray Ranch Elementary in Gilbert, Arizona. For the past year, Fulton has been deployed to the Middle East. School administrators faked an assembly to pull off the surprise. Fulton can be heard telling his girls, "Daddy's home." The time is now 6:47 on our Wednesday morning. Still to come, thousands of vehicles are now being recalled. Automakers now urging some drivers to not drive their cars. All right, it's time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy 3rd birthday to Jaden. You are the best son in the world. You make life worthwhile. We love you so much.
Oh, happy birthday, Jaden. And happy birthday, my love. Wishing you many more blessings. Love you from your wifey, Paula.
And a legendary comedian, actor, and banjo player, Steve Martin, with a birthday today. The Only Murders in the Building star is 79, and Parker actually has seen a Steve Martin movie before.
I actually have. It was the Pink Panther, so I have seen a Steve Martin movie. Thank you for telling me about that, Carolina. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, come to crossroadstoday.com, click on the drop-down menu, then click the Home tab, and you'll see Submit Your Birthday Photo.
All right, the time is now 6:48 on our Wednesday morning. Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Well, good morning, Crossroads. You may have noticed it wasn't as hot as I thought it was going to be yesterday because why? Because we had a little shower come through the Crossroads yesterday afternoon, right around 2-3 p.m. and that actually dropped about 3/100 of an inch of rain, and that brought our temperatures down a couple degrees lower than I thought. I thought we would get. Got up to about 94 at the airport, which means about 95 here in the city because of urban heat island effect. But looking at your marine forecast for today, I think weather today is going to be pretty similar to yesterday's weather. That's why I showed yesterday's almanac. Making it a great day to get down to the coast today with waves pretty smooth at 1 foot or less with your winds 5 to 10 knots out of the southeast. Pretty light today, but your water temperature is still very warm. Might want to go hop in that. That is 8 degrees away from a hot tub average temperature. But looking at the rest of the tropics, we do still have Tropical Storm Ernesto. It is still a tropical storm and hasn't intensified to hurricane strength yet, but I can almost guarantee it'll be a hurricane strength probably here in the next few hours because it is undergoing rapid intensification right now as we speak. But right now, the good news, like I said, I'm only spending a couple seconds because you can see it's going all the way into the central Atlantic, probably impacting Bermuda as a major hurricane, second one of the season. But as we zoom out into the rest of the Atlantic, we do still have 2 tropical waves out there. There's one right here. You can see a little bit of convection off of it. But the good news is I don't think anything's going to come with this one because this one's traveling real close behind, right behind Ernesto, and that's going to cause destructive interference. But there is another one that's coming off the Saharan coast, the western coast of Africa. That's going to be coming our way real soon, and the Climate Prediction Center is already watching. And look at this, they already have a greater than 60% chance of tropical development, and we're going to be watching that over the coming weeks. But we're going to take a look at that and more later on Sunrise.
Ford and Mazda have issued do not drive warnings covering more than 457,000 vehicles. The vehicles all contained recalled Takata airbags. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says Ford's warning covers 2004 to 2012 model year vehicles that were part of a previous recall campaign. Mazda's warning covers previously recalled model year 2003 to 2015 vehicles. Owners of the vehicles are urged to not drive them until the defective airbag is replaced. 27 people in the U.S. have been killed by defective Takata airbags. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is seeing an uptick in the respiratory illness parovirus B19, commonly called fifth disease. It's common, and half the population has detectable antibodies by the time they reach 20 years old. The problem is infections dropped with the precautions taken during the COVID-19 pandemic. That led to a reduction in immunity, so more people are getting sick from the virus now. Some people never develop symptoms. Those who do get typical flu-like symptoms followed by a rash and joint pain. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. The U.S. State Department has approved a potential weapons sale. The U.S. State Department has approved a potential weapons sale to Israel for roughly $20 billion. The anticipated sale includes F-15 fighter jets, missiles, explosives, and more. On Tuesday, the Justice Department notified Congress of the approval. Now lawmakers have 30 days to block the sale or let it proceed. If the sale is approved, it will be years before the weapons are delivered. The aircraft are not expected to be delivered until 2029. The Victoria City Council is seeking 3 residents to serve on the Parks and Recreation Commission for 3-year terms. The commission advises City Council on matters related to the Parks and Recreation facilities and programs. Residents who are interested can fill out an application for appointment at victoriatx.gov/boards/commissions or pick up a form at the City Secretary's office. The deadline to apply is September 4th. TxDOT will be working this week through Thursday and next week, Monday through Thursday, on FM 236 between Zacklands Parkway and Moody Street. Travelers are asked to slow down in this area and be prepared for delays. If possible, use an alternate route during the hours of 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. The City of Victoria is hosting a car seat inspection event on September 13th from 9 a.m. to noon at 7608 Zacklands Parkway. The event comes ahead of Child Passenger Safety Week. It's a free event, but you still need to register. The city's certified child passenger safety technicians will instruct caregivers on how to properly use a seatbelt and latch systems, as well as how to install specific car seats. A caregiver must bring the child and a car seat to the event. English learning students' scores in a state test that gauges their English skills have been low since a redesign introduced computer scoring. Read the story by the Texas Tribune on our website, crossroadstoday.com. And now let's get a look. Before we get a look at our forecast, let's go ahead and take a look at our Crossroads Today Plus app that you can find on your connected TV, and you can watch us anytime at your convenience. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. And now we get to look at our beautiful first day of school sunrise, or second day of school for several.
That's right.
Parker, how is it looking out there?
Well, on your second day of school for most of y'all folks, we got a pretty sunrise showing itself this morning. That's another warm and humid one out there, and it's another morning that the station isn't working. But right along the coast this morning, I can surely tell y'all are in the low 80s right now, but plenty humid as well. Not really expecting any fog this morning, but we are expecting another hot day today, especially all across Texas. And I expect these temperatures, especially in North Texas, to reach 110 plus as we go into this weekend and next week, and we are going to be following quite suit as well. We're going to take a look at it in just a second, because 96 degrees here in Victoria, maybe some spotty showers this afternoon between noon and about 4 p.m. 94 in Port Lavaca today, and Aquara a little bit warmer, getting up to about 97 today. But we do have heat advisories for about half the crossroads, so pretty please be careful out there. Make sure to know the signs of heat exhaustion. Definitely know these signs, because we're going to be heating up quite a bit as we go into next week. Back to you, Carolina.
Parker, and thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and remember to follow us on our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today, and join us tonight for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10. Make it a great Wednesday.